We talk about recombinations and new knowledge. The human word for that, of course, is metaphor. That's exactly what a metaphor is. It takes one thing from one place and it abducts it, as Peirce would say, to another place where it can have a new meaning because of that movement, or in biological terms, a new function. So what I'm saying and what I want to argue is that there is absolutely a relationship. Gregory Bateson talked about mind and nature being joined in a necessary unity. And I think there is. I think it's in the repetition, albeit with greater degrees of complexity, of patterns that we can see in nature, which emerge in us as metaphor, in literature and philosophy, and in technology. So there we go.
One thing that fascinates me as a musician is cross-cultural transfer of technologies, musical, whether they be ways of constructing music or ways of building instruments, and whether we're talking about 500 years ago or today, technology transfers between European societies, African societies, non-European derived American societies, Asian societies. If you just look in the technology of your daily life in your home and the kinds of pottery technologies that you may find at home and the kinds of cooking technologies and all sorts of other things, the transfer between Europe, the Americas, and Asia has been extraordinary. And these things don't go in lineal forms, you know. You find, I play an instrument called the viola d'amore, which is a 300-year-old instrument, which is a cross between Indian technologies of sympathetic strings, which was a way of creating electronic music before there were electronics, and ways of building instruments that came up through Africa. Viola d'amore can mean either viola of love or viola of the Moors. And you can go back centuries and centuries and centuries behind us and find the cross influences of cultures that do not go in either a lineal or a linear way. And so it's important to see evolution as not a matter necessarily of progress or adding things onto something that was there before.
I said technology, radically new technologies are combinations of what already exists, sometimes borrowing from new phenomena. There's nothing linear about novel combinations. There's nothing lineal or linear about combinatorial processes. In fact, they're very, very, very non-linear. So that's all I have to say.